All right, to start, we need our seeds. And this is with growing anything. You know, if you're growing arugula, hot peppers, missoula, cucumber, spinach, you know, anything, you need to start with your seed. That's, you know, step one. So we're gonna start today with growing peas, some sugar daddy peas. And these are very simple. They grow very quickly. And in order to do this, we need our seed, our starting soil, and our starter cup. First, we like to take our soil and get it nice and moist. The reason for this is so that when the seed is growing, it has plenty of nutrients and water to grow nice and healthy. So now, once our soil is nice and moist, we're gonna fill the cup up just more than halfway. As so, we're gonna take our finger, poke a little hole right in there. I'll bring it to the light so you guys can see. Just a little hole. And we're gonna go ahead and take one of our pea seeds, drop it right in there. After so, take some more soil, sprinkle it on top. So it's nice, soft, and fluffy. You can go ahead and pack it just slightly. And if you see, we still have that brim showing. I like to use these cups. They're perfect for seeding. They're reusable, they last, and they don't take up much space. Now, after the seed is in our starting cup, we're gonna take our water, moisten the soil a little bit more. And then from there, we put it away and see how it grows. Okay, so we need to check on our pea plant about once every 2 to 3 days to make sure it's nice and moist and to see how it's growing. Now, after 2 to 3 weeks, we're gonna have something that looks like this. As you can see here, we have new growth that hasn't started to fan out yet. Once it starts to fan out, we're gonna transfer it into a bigger cup like this where the roots can really grow. Now, this plant in particular is ready to be planted into the ground. It's nice and strong. Its vines are stretched out, ready to grasp onto something. And we can really look at its root structure and see that, yeah, it's trying to escape. So we're gonna plant this one in the ground. Now, this one, I let grow a little bit longer so you guys can see what it would look like if it kept growing for the purpose of this video. And if we take a look, stem is real nice and strong. Has multiple spots of growth, multiple vines, and it stands at about a foot tall. So pea plants grow relatively quick, from seed to germ to ready to pot. And that's the process. Okay, so now we got beans. We're gonna take our beans, add them to a cup of water. This cup, I used to have soil in, so it's a little dirty, but it's all right. Beans grow in dirt. We're gonna set that aside for about 3 days. We're gonna come back to it, and most of the water is gonna be soaked up. So then we're gonna take our beans and we're gonna place it into our starter cup. Now, just like with the pea plants, we need to make sure our soil is nice and moist. Oh, look at that. I have a plant growing. Looks like a tomato plant. Well, that's another story. So we're gonna take our starter cup, fill it about halfway with soil. A little bit more than that. And we're gonna poke a little hole, just like our pea plant, and take our bean and place it in. Take our soil, gently cover up, and water. Sit aside. These sprout very quickly too. I would say about 8 to 14 days, if I'm correct. So we set that aside. Once it starts to sprout, it's gonna look something like this. And at first you might not notice anything, but you see, there it is. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to take this out so you can see what it really looks like. And there it is. Here's its roots. This was actually pretty dry. I wasn't watering it properly. But there's its roots, and it has a strong stem right there. And usually you'll see this part right here stick out of the soil. You'll just see that little rounded edge. And then eventually it'll stand up nice and strong, and all of its leaves will sprout outwards. And if you look right here, this is the shell of the original bean. Now, give it about 2 to 3 weeks and you'll have a nice bean plant. This plant is ready to be transferred into soil. It's actually a little late. If you look, we have new growth right there on top. Right there, yep, it's gonna start growing rapidly. These little things on the side, we can honestly pluck these off. So the plant has more water, nutrients. These things are just gonna eventually die off. Some people suggest not doing this and let the plant naturally grow. But hey, I'm gonna jump the gun a little bit, let this little sucker grow. This is ready to get transferred in the ground. When you go to transfer it, make sure the soil is nice and moist. It's gonna help it clump together. For the purpose of this video, I'll show you with one hand. When you go to transfer it in the soil, try to squish the cup a little bit. Kind of packs the soil all around, and you can really just grab it. And there it is. There you go. The roots and all, just pluck that baby in the hole and it'll grow all season long. Okay, so we know how to grow our pea plants and our bean plants, but I need you guys to hit the like button. Go ahead, right now, go ahead, hit the like, and go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna keep you guys posted on how these grow and how other plants grow and how I'm gonna harvest and process them. Thank you guys very much. Stay tuned.